Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Ashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile.
99,000 members of the Screen Actors Guild. An actor my advanced age doesn't really get a shot to this stuff sometimes. I just got to keep moving.
M. Emmett Walsh has died. He was 88 years old.
Always speak what you feel and never apologize for being real.
Yeah, Marley, what up? It's real life for the streets. Fat G's. Them haters don't want to see you with no money. They rather see you dead or in jail.
Influencer Jessica Petway has passed away at age 36 after a battle with cervical cancer. After suffering intense pain, Petway was told by doctors that she had uterine fibroids, but later discovered she had been misdiagnosed and actually had stage 3 cervical cancer. She shared her journey with her followers, writing, "I want to share why I've been gone for so long, in hopes that at least one person is encouraged by my story." In her final post, she revealed she was visiting family in Georgia because she needed a break from California. She leaves behind her husband and 2 daughters.
I saw a man, 40-ish years old, thin, medium height, and he was digging a really big hole.
I omitted this information from my original video. The fact that the children climbed all the way inside of the hole. It's not as if the hole just snatched them in. A grown adult male dug this hole, and although it was unintentional, it's almost like vehicular homicide. It's unintentional, however, someone lost their life due to it. In the next video, I'm going to show you the hole. He dug a hole so big. This is blew on me.
Just 2 months ago, you experienced a loss that no parent should ever have to endure. Mac, at the age of 33, he died of cancer.
We've all experienced some type of loss in our lives, you know. When it happens to a son or a daughter, it hits home in a different kind of way, and especially when you watch them struggle for so long. So we found out in May of 2019 that the cancer had come back. I stopped acting in 2019. The last thing I did a television series called 13 Reasons Why. Mac was going to have another surgery on his spine because there were more tumors growing on his spine. I just pulled back and put all my attention and all my focus on trying to help him. 5.5 years of fighting side by side with my son, and then it's over. He was an incredible fighter.
2 lives are tragically cut short when a pair of best friends and former college athletes are shot and killed after moving across the country together. It happened on Saturday night at about 9 o'clock when police in Miami-Dade got a call for shots fired. First responders on the scene found a woman outside who was suffering from a gunshot wound. About the same time, they heard additional shots fired and ran inside to find another woman. She'd also been shot. Both victims were later pronounced dead. The women were identified as 25-year-old Megan Moore and 23-year-old Sydney Capolino. The pair were former ice hockey skaters at New England College up in New Hampshire, but after graduation, the pair moved together down to Florida. At the time of their murders, they were living together. Now, investigators say the man responsible for the crime is 40-year-old Luis Napoles, but he shot and killed himself when first responders arrived on the scene. Authorities say Luis and Megan were in a relationship at the time she was murdered, but Megan's family told local news outlets the pair were just acquaintances. For now, investigators are still unclear what a possible motive is.
Something to do with the murder of a woman.
Okay, her body was later found stuffed inside a duffel bag inside a Kips Bay apartment. Fox 5's Jessica Formosa was live in Kips Bay with the day's developments. Jess.
Steve, Natasha, police know exactly who they're looking for, and that's all thanks to the cameras at this building who captured the squatters coming in and then fleeing after beating the woman to death. Now, we spoke to the super of this building who tells us that those squatters have been here for at least 3 days. Tonight, there's a manhunt for 2 squatters who police say murdered a woman inside an apartment in Kips Bay.
No, it came as a complete shock and surprise,
Last Tuesday, 52-year-old Nadia Vitale walked into 206 East 31st Street. The super of the building says surveillance video shows her getting on the elevator to the 19th floor, but never came down. By Thursday, her family and friends were looking for her.
A friend called and said that they hadn't heard from her in a couple of days, and so if I could go up and check. So I went up.
Gene Pompey says he went inside the apartment. All he found was a dog. Shortly after, the victim's son arrived looking for his mother. Police were called, and that's when the gruesome discovery was made. In a closet, they found a duffel bag. Inside, Vitale's lifeless body. The NYPD says she was beaten to death. According to police, a man and a woman who they are calling squatters had been staying in the apartment for days. They say Vitale walked in on the pair, and that's when things got violent, killing the mother and then fleeing in her SUV.
They went up to the 19th floor. It's like they knew where they were going, because they didn't try any other apartment, but went straight up to 19.
These cameras in the building captured the suspects coming in on Sunday and then leaving Tuesday afternoon. The same day Vitale came in. Police believe the pair is in Pennsylvania. They fled across the George Washington Bridge through New Jersey to Pennsylvania, where they ultimately crashed the victim's car. However, they haven't been caught.
Breaking news Thursday, March 21st, is the parents of Lacey Fletcher, the woman who was left for so long on her couch that she literally melted into it, have finally been sentenced. Sheila and Clay Fletcher were arrested back in January of 2022 after their 36-year-old daughter was discovered dead, fused into their sofa, covered in urine, feces, and maggots. She didn't move from that spot for about 12 years and weighed 96 pounds when they found her. That poor woman's body was riddled with pressure ulcers. She had chronic bone infection, and there was even maggots embedded in the surface of those bones. The DA said if you had a horse that was in the stall behind your house and you go back there and flesh is just gone from its body and you can see the bones exposed, you wouldn't even treat your animal like that. And what's worse was her parents' excuses. They said Lacey was of sound mind and she suffered from Asperger's and social anxiety. They also said she refused to leave the sofa, and they brought her meals and set up a potty for her by the couch, and they also said she suffered from locked-in syndrome. They also took her to a psychologist who recommended hospitalization, but they ignored it. Both Sheila and Clay were sentenced to 40 years each in prison, but 20 years were suspended, so each of them will only be serving 20 years, with 5 years of supervised probation afterwards. Rest in peace to Lacey.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately, for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay.
Felicia Smith may have been smiling in her booking photo, but the accusations against her are no laughing matter. A teacher kissed the juvenile on the cheek to the point where a hickey caused by sucking on the skin was left and clearly visible. But things only escalated to the attention of police because of the alert persistence from the girl's relatives.
The family members noticed that there was something that didn't sit right with them. They noticed there were markings on the student, and they continued to ask questions.
Initially, we're told the girl lied about the marks, saying it was from a football that hit her neck. Cops say she eventually changed her story to reveal the inappropriate relationship that also involved vulgar acts.
She may not enter any school campus.
Smith was a no-show for bond court today, but faces 2 criminal counts of lewd and lascivious molestation and lewd and lascivious battery.
The incidents happened on school grounds.
Usher's mom is allegedly suing Diddy. She's alleging that Diddy took his V card. When Usher was 10 years old, his mother let Usher go live with Diddy. Apparently his voice was messed up and, he was going through puberty. And so she sent Usher to Diddy saying that, saying that Diddy was gonna, train his voice. But he did a lot more than that. So now the mother wants to speak out because she's saying that there was a situation that happened when Usher was, I want to say 15 years old. He ended up having to go to the hospital because he was bleeding from his rectum. Now, we all know what that means. Diddy was messing with that boy. But see, here's the thing. The mama didn't say anything back then. But now she's saying that Diddy basically messed Usher up. I believe that with Cassie filing her lawsuit, that's giving everyone the courage to come out and speak about what's happening, what has happened with Diddy. And I mean, Usher doesn't hide the fact that he was with Diddy and that things happened and that he saw some wild things. Usher even said that he's going to give Diddy a pass. So Usher has forgiven him. But his mother is saying no.
A lot of people don't know he just bought the house next door to his crib on Star Island. So he has 2 now. That shit is legendary.
Behind me, that is the entrance to Star Island. You can see the Miami Beach police car there at the entrance. If you look to your right, you can see this is where the Homeland Security investigations are set up with their command post.
Happening as we speak in both L.A. and Miami Beach at the homes of Sean Diddy Combs. You know him as Diddy, formerly Puff Daddy, big-time rapper, big-time producer, big-time superstar, and now the feds at his houses in both locations. This is a live look right now. On the left, that's West Coast, that's L.A. On the right, that's Miami Beach you're looking at. I want to show you in just the last couple of minutes in L.A., agents holding what look to be guns as they walk into the home, as they enter the home, and you can see some of the apparatus there that they've brought.
NBC News has confirmed that this is a raid being conducted by Homeland Security and that the warrant specifically came out of the Southern District of New York. Now, we believe this is tied to sex trafficking allegations. There's an investigation into claims that the rapper may have been involved in this. So we believe this is connected to that. And we don't know exactly what they are looking for. It could be something as small as a USB drive, or it could be several boxes of documents. This could take several hours, considering that these are 2 separate homes in 2 different locations. And we're still trying to figure out where exactly P. Diddy is located. No one has been able to confirm that at this hour.
Will forever have the memory of the person you're defending violating me and doing unspeakable acts and crimes. And that's what I'll remember.
I was sleeping on the couch where I would usually sleep, and I woke up to him. I just opened my eyes, I woke up, and he was sexually assaulting me. And worse,
After hiding his pain out of fear of losing his career, Bell eventually broke down and told his mom what had happened.
But I just screamed into the phone everything that had been happening to me.
The court documents detail the horrifying assaults Bell survived, from sodomy to forcible penetration with an object. When his day for justice in court came, Bell was shocked to see the support for his abuser.
We wanted to understand who in Hollywood was supporting Brian through this. So we petitioned the court to unseal the letters of support in this case. You have the actor James Marsden. He writes in the letter, "I assure you, what Brian has been through in the last year is the suffering of 100 men."
From Alan Thicke to Ryder Strong and Will Friedle, there were more than 40 letters of support, many victim-blaming Bell. Brian Peck was sentenced to 16 months in prison.
Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult, me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
Let's talk about the massages.
Okay.
Watching the content yesterday, it was disturbing.
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. And even additionally, I apologize to the people who were walking around Video Village or wherever they happened, because there were lots of people there who witnessed it who also may have felt uncomfortable.
You've written hundreds of episodes. Thousands of jokes have been told.
Yeah.
But currently where we are, some people think that some of those jokes are inappropriate for children. What do you think of that?
All these jokes that you're speaking of, that the show covered over the past 2 nights, every one of those jokes was written for a kid audience because kids thought they were funny and only funny. Looking back at them 20 years later through their lens, and they're looking at them and they're saying, oh, you know, I don't think that's appropriate for a kid show. And I have no problem with that. If that's how anyone feels, let's cut those jokes out of the show. Just like I would have done 20 years ago or 25 years ago. I cut it. I want my shows to be popular. I want everyone to like it. The more people who like the shows, the happier I am.
Yeah.
So if there's anything in a show that needs to be cut because it's upsetting somebody, let's cut it.
So I think it's big for you to say, with your work, if it's viewed as that today, you don't have a problem.
Cut it. Cut it.
Seeing some of those on-air dares, seeing it now from where you are now in your life, what do you think of that?
I think that some of the on-air dares went too far. I think they pushed the envelope too far. And it breaks my heart. And I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to any kid who ever had to do a dare or anything that they didn't want to do or weren't comfortable doing.
You were banned from your set.
Never, never, never happened. They were adult actresses at the time, and they had their own specific reasons for not wanting to do the show anymore. I'm not judging that. It got tense, and what they don't know, maybe, is I did everything I could to make that show go away. My producer partner at the time, we would call and say, this is not a good situation.
Okay.
So I decided I'm going to do what most showrunners do, which is, you're not on the set. There's a director there to shoot it. I'll go up to the writer's room. I'll work on the next script. But because everybody was so used to me caring about every detail of every show so much, for me not to be on the set, yeah, maybe some people thought I got...
So it looks like Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend is spinning the block. I already know how she took him to court and won for the DV case that he had open on him. But now, she wants to sue him for defamation, assault, and battery. According to Hollywood Reporter, Jonathan Majors has been sued by his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari for defamation, assault, and battery. This new lawsuit comes after Jonathan was found guilty on 2 misdemeanor charges of harassment and assault from a case with Grace back in March of 2023. I guess March just isn't anybody's month. Grace alleges that Majors subjected her to a pattern of persuasive domestic abuse that began in 2021 and extended through 2023. In the suit, Grace details an incident she says occurred in 2022. She says Majors attacked her and caused serious injuries to her body. During that incident, she says a verbal fight with Majors turned physical when he allegedly pushed her so hard she bruised her backside. She alleges he then picked her up and threw her up against the hood of a car. She then alleges he strangled and threatened to kill her. Jonathan Majors has already denied all this abuse in the past, and you would think it would have ended since he was already charged, his career is already over, he's already lost everything. The only thing that he has gained out of this situation is Megan Good, and people are even side-eyeing that relationship. So the fact that she's spinning the block is insane.
Just heard that you explained that you qualified it as the detectives and police, and I asked you the authorities, the police, the prosecutors, I just made it broad, that they forced Jeffrey Williams into it. Did you hear you say that?
Man, can I get a water or something? I'm so high right now, y'all. I'm about to go to sleep on y'all, man. I ain't gonna tell you no lie.
Yes, you man. You're gonna take a break. Hang in there.
A wealthy California mom is accused of masterminding a shoplifting gang.
This is a multi-million-dollar criminal scheme. It was complex. It was orchestrated.
Michelle Mack recruited 12 women to steal millions of dollars worth of makeup. The group operated across the country and would mail the loot back to Mack's $3 million California home.
The crimes occurred from the West Coast to the East Coast in this country.
Michelle would reportedly give the girls lists of what she wanted and pay their airfares, hotel bills, and car rental costs.
These individuals today are the fencing operations. These are the ones that are putting out the orders to the boosters.
Then she would sell the items for knockdown prices on Amazon.
The online marketplaces, they profit from the sale of stolen goods. And last time I checked, none of them were raising their hand to say, here, retailer, you can have it back.
Bank robbing crew now in custody, and all three are under the age of 17. The youngest suspect is just 11 years old.
And so how were the so-called little rascals able to rob a bank in the Greenspoint area? ABC.
Yeah, those three boys were brought here to the Harris County Juvenile Detention Center after their arrests, where they will face a judge who will decide whether they will remain in detention or get to go home with their parents as this case moves forward.
As to the misdemeanor offense of making a false police report, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And in CC 23889, as to the misdemeanor offense of making a false police report, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you satisfied that your attorneys, Mr. Henry Anthony, Richard Jaffe, and Lucky Milad, are good and competent attorneys and have represented you well?
Yes, sir.
Well, I find that your plea was made knowingly and voluntarily, and based on your plea, I find you guilty. What you did was you wasted a lot of government resources, and you're going to pay for that. We need to reserve our jails for people who are genuinely a threat to the community. Although we're very upset about what you've done, you're not a threat to the community. I'm not going to treat you any differently than I would treat any other first-time, nonviolent misdemeanor offender. Accordingly, it is the judgment and sentence of this court that you're sentenced in each of these cases to 6 months in the county jail. These sentences are consecutive with each other, and these sentences are suspended. You're placed on probation for 12 months, supervised probation. It's a condition of your probation that you pay full amount of restitution, which is $17,974.88, paid to the city of Hoover. I'm also sentencing you to serve, and this is a condition of your probation, 100 hours of community service. I understand that you're currently getting mental health counseling, is that right?
Yes, sir.
It is a condition at this point of your probation that you continue getting mental health counseling, and I'd like to see some proof that you're getting that counseling when we come back.
So 51-year-old actor and comedian Marlon Wayans is in a paternity suit, which was filed by his ex and baby mother, who is the mother of his 1-year-old daughter. Since she's not working, she's asking the courts for a payment for child support up to $22,000 a month. Of course, Marlon's not having that. He claims that this is a classic case of a good, loving, responsible father shelling out child support that is over $18,000 a month to an entitled woman who decides that she wants more. And you would think that he would stop right there. But no, he continues to say more. He says, my mama and them would have lost their minds for $2,000. Yeah, maybe in 1924, but not in 2024. And since men are always telling women that they need to choose better, all I see is a woman who chose better.
We were just all enjoying the concert, and then like this group of two guys, the crowd kept bumping us into each other, and they thought I was doing it on purpose or whatever it was, but they were not having it, and they were, I guess, it felt a little homophobic at some point. So I feel like that's what drove the whole situation. But one thing led to another. They gashed my eyebrow with their ring, and that's how it all started after that. I feel like it was transphobic because of the things that were said to me. They were accusing me of doing stuff on purpose. They were trying to get me to look like the person that was trying to aggress the whole situation, but they were the ones that attacked me first for basically no reason, just because we were bumping into each other. But it's a given. If you're going to a festival, of course, you're going to be bumping into people around you, but for some reason, they were specifically getting angry at me.
And there were other people who were bumping into them?
Yeah, of course. Almost everyone. Because they had a ring on that was like pretty sharp. It got me right here like a couple times and just like a little swollen on the cheek. But other than that, I don't really have any other injuries. Just some scrapes and bruises on my arm.
Happened just a few hours ago here on the eastern side of El Paso, and you can see behind me the large border wall, and beyond it several hundred more yards before you get to the Rio Grande. And beyond that, which you really can't really see from this vantage point, is another long line of chain link fence and razor wire that has been put in place by Texas National Guard soldiers over the last several months. And what happened several hours ago is that we were told by CBP officials that there were several hundred migrants that essentially overwhelmed a number of Texas National Guard soldiers that were there. We're also told that, and we witnessed this when we arrived here at the scene, all of these migrants were then taken into Border Patrol custody, and they are right now in the process of being processed by Border Patrol. They were put on buses. What we saw is mostly a massive group of young men, also women and children, part of this group as well. And all of this, we should be very clear, is we're not exactly sure what instigated this or what sparked this particular tension to arise at this moment. We were told by Border Patrol officials here in this region that there hasn't been any kind of sign of rising tensions between migrants and Border Patrol officials and National Guard soldiers over the last few days leading up to this. So the circumstances of what led to it and what sparked all of this is unclear at this moment.
What do we know about the terror attack in Moscow? On Friday the 22nd of March, gunmen opened fire at a concert venue in Moscow just before a show was about to start. Russia's investigative committee said they also used a flammable liquid to set fire to the concert hall's premises. At least 137 people have been killed. In a brief statement on Friday, ISIS, the Islamic State terror group, said it was behind the attack. The US and other Western intelligence agencies have said the attack was probably carried out by the Khorasan branch of ISIS known as ISIS-K. On Saturday, Russia's Federal Security Service announced 11 people have been arrested, including 4 directly involved. ISIS also released a photograph of what it said were the 4 attackers all masked. Russian authorities have claimed they were heading for the Ukrainian border to enter Ukraine where they had contacts. Ukraine denied any involvement. Sunday was declared a national day of mourning in Russia. Events were cancelled and flags were lowered to half-staff. People paid respects to victims outside Crocus City Hall where the attack took place. 4 suspects were dragged into court on Sunday with visible injuries on their faces. One was in a wheelchair and wearing a hospital gown. The court said 2 of the suspects, identified in Russian media as Tajik nationals, admitted guilt. They've been charged with carrying out a terrorist attack and face a life sentence.
Their ISD teacher has now been fired after parents claim he pushed their special needs child to the ground. The incident caught on video back in February, and the family's attorney is calling for more accountability from the school district. Sherman Dissel joining us live from the school here tonight as he spoke to those parents.
Yeah, good evening, Anthony. The parents say that their child told them that's not the first time that this substitute teacher has allegedly assaulted him or threatened him. The parents were motivated to speak to us today because of how the ISD police and the principals reacted to this incident.
I just hate the fact that they didn't really acknowledge what happened on video. And they try to get me to not to believe what I'm seeing. That's not right.
Desmond Durrell is upset after learning what he says happened to his son in class. Video shows 10-year-old Destin Durrell in a tutoring session with a substitute teacher on February 6th at Duryea Elementary. Destin told his parents he was tapping his pencil on the table.
The teacher asked him to stop. Said, you better stop tapping that pencil, boy. He didn't stop. He said, you want to get pushed out the chair? My son said no.
Initial video offered to the parents, you can't see Destin falling. She went to the campus to record the video herself on her cell phone. A different angle shows the boy going toward the ground. Destin says his head hit a chair from the push. He has a learning disability, a speech impediment, and a neurological disorder that impacts his brain.
You do not violently push a child where he bumped his head actually on a chair.
Combed the Chester Creek Monday, scanning the banks and beyond toward the Delaware River. The recovery effort is to locate 6-year-old Linasia Brooker. Family and authorities say she was playing with cousins when she slipped into the swollen creek early Saturday evening. The Coast Guard helped with the initial search that began as an all-hands-on-deck rescue operation. Dave Patterson, a volunteer firefighter at a nearby company, felt compelled to come to the Delaware today.
It's never easy losing a loved one.
State police assisted with sonar equipment Monday as the boat from Chester's Fire Bureau made its way up and down the creek over and over. People who regularly fish these waters know the danger this area can pose following a storm like the one on Saturday.
It's just really rushing, you get a real big surge of water, because it all comes out of the drainage from the runoff from the roads. And then you got the current, you got the high tides.
On Sunday night, Lenasia Brooker's family gathered in Chester for a vigil in honor of the young girl whom they say was funny, sweet, and smart.
It's sad that my daughter over there had to experience this. I'm grieving for her. I'm grieving for the dad. I'm trying to be strong for myself. And this is hard when the city of Chester only had to do is seal it off.
Family members are raising concerns about gaps in a fence at the park where Lenasia had been playing before she went down to the creek. Chester's mayor has acknowledged the 6-year-old may have gained access to the creek here. Meanwhile, the community is reflecting on what they describe as a parent's worst nightmare.
My prayers go out to the family, and I hope they can get comfort in some way or another.
In Palm Beach County, a mother is now facing charges after a gun was found in her child's lunchbox at daycare. River Beach police say they were called to Jackson's daycare last week after a teacher opened a child's lunchbox and found that gun inside. The boy's mom, Shanae Davis, told police she placed the gun inside her son's lunchbox because she doesn't carry a purse, but she forgot to take it out.
Let me tell you something. Some of the most poisonous people come disguised as family members and friends. That hate can run deep. This woman got into a heated altercation with her sister, and the sister threw acid all in her face, acid all over her body. She suffered from severe burns all over her body, and her face probably ain't never gonna be the same. Shut this shit out!
I need y'all help, man. Real, like, I got staples all in my face and shit. I need y'all to help me, bro. Like, can y'all support my GoFundMe account, man? I just want my face redid. Like, out of all people, my sister threw acid on me, y'all. Like, they already had to cut off my tattoo on my arm and stuff. Like, my body's messed up, y'all. I don't look like this.
Oh my God. A sports bettor who turned a $2 parlay into a $1,500 cash is stunned after he received an email from FanDuel that his winnings have been garnished by child support. Hey, this is why it's important to take care of your kids, man.
Well, the sun set. And when the sun sets in the Serengeti, there are no street lights. It is pitch black. I was escorted to the lodge, my room, but I wasn't given a tour. I should have been given a tour. I laid out my safari clothes, and I saw the infinity pool out on my deck. So I went out. I was just taking in the fact that I was back in the Serengeti once again, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden, boom, I had fallen 10 feet into a dry ravine full of boulders and stones and sharp rocks. Robin, I fell.
Off the balcony into that ravine.
Yes. There was a space that was not sectioned off, and there was no sign that said caution. 10 feet drop.
What kind of pain were you experiencing?
Well, of course I was in shock. My right hip took the impact. My shoulder went up against a stone. A lightning bolt went through my mind's eye right here. In pitch black, I didn't know I was falling. Nothing would move. So I laid there, I said, move your body, baby. Come on, Jenny, move your body. And then I called for my friend Lori. It was hard to even take a big breath to scream.
And you're in the middle of the Serengeti. There are animals.
There are wild animals. Because when Lori shined her flashlight down there, she didn't know there was a Cape buffalo 10 feet away.
Not only did they fire Candace Owens, but they're trying to make her look like an anti-Semite, and she saw this coming a mile away.
You guys, I'm going to be honest with you because everybody's noticing it. Every single political commentator in America, every single one of them knows this. That if you do not step out and say things that are radically pro-Israel, or if you are too quiet on certain narratives and they want you to be radically pro-Israel, you can lose everything. That's truth. That is a fact. I'm not feeling like I need to hide from that anymore or be afraid to say it, rather, is a better way to say it, because I've endured this for years. I'm just at the end of my rope. I have given so much rope here, and I am just done with it. Every person that you are a fan of, they know this. Every person that you line up to go here speak, they know this.
Damn.
Again, it's not even on the basis of what you say. It can sometimes be on the basis of what you don't say. That an entire mob will assemble. They'll write piece after piece after piece until you subjugate. If you don't subjugate, the bounty grows larger. So yes, there was a large bounty on my head for the crime of refusing to suddenly hate Muslims and to condone Muslims getting bombed following October 7th. Everybody can see that.
So yeah, they are saying it's because of this tweet, which is just a Bible verse, by the way, that they're trying to say is anti-Semitic. Ben Shapiro got pissed off and responded to it. But even though he says that this is why she got fired, that's not why she got fired. It's because she didn't actively speak out and be pro-Israel. That got him pissed. Because Ben Shapiro is very pro-Israel, and you can tell by everything that he says. This is the one time I can say props to Candace Owens. She shouldn't have to say anything that she doesn't want to say. That's the main problem with mainstream media. And that's why they started the Daily Wire anyway. Because they hated mainstream media. They wanted to be able to say what they wanted to say. And now she gets fired for it? Now she gets fired for having her own mind? Wow.
What's going on? What you want, Princess?
It's hot in here, huh?
Yeah,
You
it
take
is.
your coat off. You take your coat off, you probably...
It's kinda hot, yeah.
A little bit.
It's all right. What's really going on with that? I mean, for the fourth time, I mean, it's been a conversation for a while, okay? And we just...
He's taking his overall right now. Oh, he put his earring back in.
We trying to figure it out.
We seen things unfold on
We
TV.
seen, you know, this from the beginning. Like, y'all been through a lot together.
I just think that sometimes you reached a peak and...
You said this before.
Yeah, and I'm saying everyone is that next peak. Because sometimes when you break up, that one is where you're just like depressed about it and you like can't think about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And then the next one, it gets easier and then it starts to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess happiness is important. You know what I mean?
Last month, Princess Love announced that she was filing for divorce from Ray J for the 4th time. So she posted on her Instagram and said, "Dear friends and family, it is with heavy hearts that we share the news of our decision to divorce. After much reflection, discussion, and counseling, we have come to the difficult realization that our paths have diverged and it is in the best interest of both of us to part ways. We want to reassure you that this decision was made thoughtfully and with mutual respect and consideration for each other's well-being. While our friendship as spouses may be coming to an end, we remain committed to co-parenting our children and maintaining a positive and supportive family dynamic. We ask for your understanding, support, and respect for our privacy during this challenging time. We are grateful for the love and friendship we have received from each of you throughout our marriage, and we hope to continue nurturing those relationships in the future. Though this chapter of our lives may be closing, we look forward to embracing the opportunities for growth, healing, and new beginnings that lie ahead. We are confident that with time, understanding, and the support of our loved ones, we will navigate this transition with grace and resilience. Thank you for understanding and support. Well, it seems like Princess Love might be serious this time. So Princess and John Boyega, I'm pretty sure you guys remember him from They Cloned Tyrone, and I'm pretty sure it was Star Wars if I'm not mistaken. So they were both spotted at a spot called Station 1640 in LA.
Bro, who is you in my car, bro?
Come on, take me home. Take me home.
Take you home, bro? Who is you?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Who is you, bro?
Where did you come from?
Yeah, whoa, my ass. Where did you come from?
How is a Beyblade? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a battery. A battery goes in here. A battery goes in here. Bro, since when did Beyblades need fucking battery? Oh my, I'm so fucking dumb.
Man, look, I don't know where to start, but let's talk about it. So, Kobe Bryant's parents faced backlash after putting championship ring on the auction block. All right. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be his 2000 championship ring. Okay, his 2000 championship ring that was a gift to his father. His mother has a replica. Okay, not the original, a replica. Okay. Now, people are snapping. Oh, they should keep it in the family, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Okay? NFL players do it all the time, especially because, they go broke so fast after leaving the league. They have to sell off memorabilia and all this, that, and the third. So, I was watching Gilbert Arenas' podcast, and he was like, bruh, they're broke. They are broke. And I'm like, damn. He's like, no money was left for them. So I was just like, wow. Like, I know nobody expected Kobe to pass when he passed, but it's like, wow. They're broke if they're selling his ring, right? So I went and looked it up, right? I went to go see if this shit was really true, right? 64,000. You're right, 64,000. What? So some people are saying it's messed up. Some people are saying Vanessa Bryant should buy the ring from them, and pay them for the ring or whatever, and to keep it in the family. Look, I get what all of y'all are saying. I get it. I understand it. It's just their choice.
Up against Nicole and Kendrick. I'm excited that the decade's about to turn and we're going to see who can.
That's why they don't rock with you. That's why I'm riding through Chicago right now. I got a show at a theater that I'm gonna make $100K plus, and the real Chicago streets gonna be there. Ain't nobody in Chicago got that haircut and talking like that and leaning like that when they talking. So all the comedians who got my name in your mind, y'all was the lame dudes in high school who the girls ain't like, and this why y'all can't get it, cause you still mad about the girl who dealt with old boy.
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
Country Wayne has a message for Godfrey and any other comedian who he feels has been hating on him and his success. Now again, for those who may not know, moments ago, Country Wayne responded to Godfrey's comments on Club Shay Shay. Now of course, Godfrey is the latest comedian to make an appearance on Club Shay Shay. So again, before we get into what Country Wayne had to say in response to Godfrey, let's hear Godfrey's comments so you can hear exactly what was said. Make sure to leave your thoughts and comments down in the section below. But yeah, let's get right to it.
When Country Wayne was on here, first of all, I don't know Country Wayne at all. Right. But I watched his video. I give him his credit for him making all that money. I was listening to him like, oh, how did you do this? Right. You know, I love his hustle. Smart dude. I mean, he making millions off of this shit. I wish I could. But he said one statement that I disagreed with, Country. I disagreed with you.
What was the statement?
I think he said, and if I'm wrong, you correct me. Okay. Said something about, if anybody's in a comedy club still, that means you're not doing anything. Something like that. To that, I don't know if he was answering Faison.
Right.
I think it was him and Faison going at it. Okay. He was saying if you're still in the comedy clubs, you're not a real comedian. I think he said that. Am I wrong?
Something to that effect.
And I go,
but I think he was talking about him. Because,
okay, please, because I was like, you are wrong about that shit.
Right.
I'm in the comedy clubs. DL's in the comedy clubs are still being built. They're not fading away. Yeah. I might be misinterpreting.
No, I think what he was saying is that that's his only choice is to do those. The people that you mentioned can do arenas. They can do theaters. Yeah. He's saying that he probably, the only thing he can do is...
I'm like, shit. So what does that make me? Because it's not easy. First of all, it's not easy to fill a comedy club. Even if it's a 300-seater, 400-seater, it's not easy.
Right.
Like, Faison Love is the one that dogged him. And he got dogged by other people. I never dogged Country Wayne. I don't know him. And then he wants to make a video telling me to keep my name out of his mouth. Why didn't you say that about Faison? I listened to your podcast. Comedy hate has to stop. The comedy hate. Hey, I even sent an olive tree out to I keep calling him Little Wayne to Country Wayne. I sent out olive branch to him because I want to talk to him. My agent knows Country Wayne, and I even said, hey, Country Wayne, hey man, I'm willing to talk. Let's talk man to man. Let's talk man to man because you really misinterpreted what I said. You know, you really misinterpreted what I said. It's just like T.I. misinterpreted what I said, but me and T.I. are good to go. But Country Wayne, no.
A large ship has collided with the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, causing major damage. Video obtained by CNN shows the bridge collapsing into the water below. We have no information yet on deaths or injuries. Maryland authorities say all traffic is being detoured around the area.
It's stunning what we can see from our vantage point. Police boats, first responder boats that are in the water. Sonar has picked up that there are cars in the water and they're trying to rescue people who could still be inside. You can see chunks of the bridge, the Key Bridge that tumbled down toward the water, still on the deck of that shipping container.
Just look at that picture. You can see that entire span of the Key Bridge is in the water. And there you can see Dolly, that huge cargo vessel, just wedged in there right where it has been since about 1:30 a.m. this morning.
I'm getting a little bit of a sense of deja vu because we have been here before. Back in October, there was a motion to vacate. You might remember. Why is what you're doing different?
Well, the difference is I put the motion to vacate in, but I haven't called it to the floor for a vote. I'm actually going to be respectful to my conference, and this may take some time. I'm a member in good standing with our conference. It's largely different than those 8 members. I've paid all my dues to the NRCC and then some. However, Mike Johnson is the one that failed our conference. Mike Johnson is the one that broke the 72-hour rule. This funds abortion clinics that provide abortions to full term. This funds like $15 million for Egyptian college funds. This funds DEI. This funds the trans agenda for children. Then this does nothing to stop the border invasion every single day.
The vote in the Senate happened just after 2 o'clock this morning. It was delayed by a late night standoff over some proposed amendments, but finally lawmakers reached a deal, meaning government agencies will not shut down. Senators haggled into the 11th hour, finally voting overnight to pass the $1.2 trillion spending package to avoid a government shutdown.
It's been a very long and difficult day, but we have just reached an agreement to complete the job of funding the government.
Earlier Friday, the House Speaker mustered the 2/3 needed to move forward in the lower chamber.
Will those in favor of the draft resolution contained in document S/2024/254 please raise their hand? Those against? Abstention. The result of the voting is as follows: 14 votes in favor, 0 vote against, 1 abstention. The draft resolution has been adopted as Resolution 2728, 2024.
A Maryland congressman has apologized for unintentionally using a racist slur.
So this Republican jigaboo that, it's a tax rate that's stopping business investment.
The politician, David Trone, later apologized and said he meant to say the word bugaboo.
I want to know what's the main goal, why people in the South and the West want to try to ban and remove the diversity and the equality of education, okay? Now it hits to Alabama, of places that, to me, I am not surprised. And anybody should not be surprised. Here it goes. Here is the governor from Alabama. The lady looked like she needs to retire and need to go to the pastures and feel the world and breathe in and out of peace. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. The racism and even the fascism and the way how people take the law. There is so much important things that they need to worry about.
I'm being told right now that that bond, that $500 million bond that had been set and that the former president had to deal with today, has now been reduced to $175 million.
Trump 24, Trump 24. He been out for a minute, I want 4 more. We gon' toss Sleepy Joe out the front door. Going back to the days we had no wars. Trump.
How popular you are, how talented of an artist you are, how many accolades and nominations and everything you've got going on, at least with what you have planned for the summer coming ahead with a concert and a tour. The idea of them inviting you there in particular, did they talk to you about what they wanted politically? Did they want your endorsement? Did they want you to help people get out the vote?
Hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. But, I'm not going to, talk politics, but I love the president. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody. And at the end of the day got to end.
UVA Children's Hospital, where I got a chance to meet a young lady named Blakely, who was going through cancer treatments. And Aflac has these special my ducts that when a child cannot express how they're feeling because of their treatment, they utilize these mood ducts that will give the doctors a bird's eye view of what the child is feeling if they can't verbalize it. So they took them through a scavenger hunt And at the end of the scavenger hunt, they were presented with their ducks. And they were able to, at the very end, make necklaces for their ducks. So I sat with a young lady named Blakely. I'll never forget her name. And I just used her color scheme that she was using for her necklace for her duck. And I've worn it ever since. And I think we went in either May or June. I'm gonna wear this until the beads fall off.
Well, Coach. So it was May, June of last year, and we noticed that maybe it's starting to show because you have worn it every game all season long. Maybe it's starting to show its age a little bit, and we were the only ones who noticed it. So listen to this.
Hey, Coach Stanley, I made you another necklace. I hope you like it. Good luck on your game.
Hi, my love. Oh. He hit you with the ball. Y'all was playing basketball?
It's only because she pushed me.
Okay, y'all fighting a little bit? Okay, go give your brother a hug. Give your sister a hug. Give your sister a hug. Like a real hug.
So this is an inspiring story from last weekend's Los Angeles Marathon. Among the field of 20,000 plus runners, an 8th grader who wasn't going to stop until he finished that race no matter what. LAPD Sergeant Jay Bellamina, he watched as 15-year-old Leobardo made it to mile 26, just short of the finish line. Then the boy collapsed. Medics checked him out. They determined that he was okay. Leobardo insisted he wanted to finish the race. So check out what happened there. He put one arm over his sister, another over the officer, and he just toughed out the final few blocks.
That's awesome. I'm really proud of that boy, and if I could talk to that boy, I'd say, you're outstanding. You inspired me. Maybe I'll run the marathon next year because of you. All the kudos goes to the kid. He'll run the marathon on his own. All right? I just help him push him in the end to get him to the finish line.
Leobardo declined an interview after the race, but his mom did release a statement saying, we are very proud of Leobardo, and we are very appreciative of the people that helped him.
It only took 30 Truck Series races for Roger Caruth to visit Victory Lane because on Friday night in Las Vegas, he won his first ever NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. He led 38 laps, started on pole, wins the race, and becomes the 3rd black driver in NASCAR history to go to Victory Lane in a NASCAR National Series.
Every week, 13-year-old Jamarian Styles came to this community center in Boca Raton, Florida, hoping to play basketball with the other kids. And every week, he was rejected. The problem was obvious to everyone but Jamarian. He lost his hands and most of his arms as an infant due to a rare bacterial infection, which is why, on the first day of class here at Eagles Landing Middle School, Jamarian took his case to basketball coach Darian Williams. Said he wanted to be on the team this year.
I said, all great, well, just make sure you try out. He was usually the first one in the gym, usually the last one to leave.
Still, he sat on the bench most of the season, until last month. Coach put him in the game with about 6 minutes left. And when he eventually got the ball on the far side of the court, everyone yelled, "Shoot it!" So he did, and sank a 3-pointer. Shortly after, he got the ball again, this time on the near side, for another 3-pointer. At the buzzer, Jamarian Styles, the kid no one would pick, was now everyone's hero.
The most unexpected things can happen in March. Emily Ryan trying to do what she can to keep her team alive. And Crooks came. She showed up. She said, that's right, and won. Let's go. Crooks was 17 already. The next highest score for her squad.
In the second, the Terps have yet to connect from downtown. Iowa State already with 4 triples here in our 3rd quarter. Crooks wide open and a chance for 3.
You know, without the size and the height, how do you defend this pass?
Yes, ma'am.
You all killed it last night. Let me just tell you something. Is the team there?
Yes, they here.
Can they hear me?
They can hear you.
I have to tell you, I watched the entire game into overtime. You were just pure excellence on that court.
Dick, one from Arkansas, the other from Kansas. It's changing jerseys.
Was this
half.
the
Another
dunk
turnover
of
for
the year?
Utah. Edwards gets it back.
Do you feel like you was making it easier or harder to call out when you contested that three in the corner?
Yeah, bring some excitement to the team. You know what I mean? I think this last few weeks has been a fog for us, and I think every team goes through it. So I think just me trying to create a good energy, create a great vibe for this team.
Try to get it to Townsend. Watts out to Cole, corner three. Oh my goodness.
Coach, if you would, just start us off with a quick statement and we'll go right to questions.
Got that whoop. Questions. Nothing really.
Well, I think for the last month, I've been thinking about next season. To be honest, not in the moments during the game, but obviously we played. We had 8 guys on scholarship, and we played. I mean, that were healthy there late, and injuries are part of the game, so that's not an excuse. But we could have done a much better job.
Dear friends, no one, not in my situation, can appreciate the sadness of this party. To this place and the kindness of these people, I owe everything. Here I have lived for a quarter of a century and gone from a young to an old man. If 25 or 30 years doesn't matter, then nothing matters at all. And that's what this has been. This is just amazing, and I have had a privilege that practically nobody in show business has, to be involved over that long period of time with different people, but the same community, and being privileged to be a member of the same team all this time. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you.
'Cause all my life you have been faithful.
I want to know what you like to do. Will you marry me?
I ran out of insulin yesterday, and this lady drove 3 hours to bring me insulin. And when she got here, I tried to pay her. She said, "I don't want your money." She just took her picture and left. This lady went around the corner and won $10,000 on the scratch off. Man, God good, bro. I appreciate you, lady. And God appreciated you. That's why he blessed you like that.
Well, it's very good to see you.
It's good to see you.
How are you
Jimmy.
doing right now?
Right now, I'm good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I know you've been through a lot the last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
It's good to see you, Jimmy.
Good to see you, too. Did you see William Shatner backstage?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Come on. To you. Happy birthday, Cedric. Happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday to you. Oh my goodness, that was amazing! Yeah. Happy birthday, Seth!
Thank you, babe.
I asked you to close your eyes. If you open them again, I'm taking this and I'm leaving. Are you closing them?
Yeah. Oh.
Not salsa for you.
This is a setup?
What do you mean?
Is this stolen?
No. Where would I even steal that from?
Some people like hugs or standing close, teasing or tickling while others don't. High fives, handshakes, kisses, sharing milkshakes.
Things people do and say with others are not okay.
Your feelings are important no matter your size, so you can set boundaries to clarify. And you can say,
please stop, I don't like that. I'm feeling uncomfortable, I need more space. Not around me.
Don't take it personally, that's just a boundary. That's a boundary.
Please stop, I don't like that. I'm feeling uncomfortable, I need more space. Not around me.
Don't take it personally, it's just a boundary. That's a boundary.
Do you know the real story behind the Pixar movie Up? Well, Edith Macefield turned down multiple million-dollar offers to sell her house, causing a mall development to build the mall around her house. She later on bequeathed it to the construction manager of the project after they became great friends when he was taking care of her during the process.
Miley Cyrus walked into the Disney Channel building and said, I want to make history. And that's what this is. Miley Cyrus is the youngest person to be honored as a Disney legend.
What was supposed to be a prank on a teacher instead backfired on the students. A blindfolded half-court shot that is now the talk of campus and beyond.
Put that in the story too.
Are you kidding me?
It went in. You want?
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Is that on tape?
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Squatters destroying property and moving into empty homes, refusing to leave. It's a growing problem in Southern California. Now there's a possible solution, a way to squash the squatters. He calls himself the squatter hunter, and for a price, he can get rid of the unwanted guests.
He has dedicated his life to helping homeowners clear their properties of squatters.
This is the craziest shit that anybody's ever done, period. I have a song with Meghan Trainor. It just came out yesterday. And Meghan Trainor took out a full-page ad in the Atlanta newspaper to say thank you to me. Look, it's the actual... It's the actual fucking newspaper, bro. This letter of appreciation is for the one and only T-Pain. The first time I heard your music, I knew I had found my favorite artist of all time. Your musicality and lyrics blew my mind. Rhyming Wisconsin with mansion is expert-level songwriting, and it motivated me to no end. Thank you for paving the way for not only me, but an entire generation of music makers. Thank you for changing the game and how songs are made. Thank you for being the kindest, most humble hero. I cannot believe we got to collaborate and create a song together. I'm forever grateful to you for how you and your music have impacted my life. Thank you, T-Pain, for making my dreams come true and making music with me. You've been like this since birth. I love you. Love you to the moon. Meghan Trainor. M-Train!
Doctor, help! Help!
What seems to be the problem? What the f is this? This man has no penis.
What? I have a penis.
Not according to what I'm looking at. Dr. Broaddus, take a look at this.
I can't see.
Yeah, try using this.
There it is.
Let's try it.
You have a look.
I think we're gonna need a specialist. Dr. Jackson. What do you think? Sorry. You guys gotta see this.
Holy mackerel.
All right, guys, I'm gonna need you to talk me through this.
To the left, to the left. You gotta grab it. Squeeze it.
I'm
there
trying.
It is right there. I know it's small. Put it in there. You gotta. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I think I found it.
look like a piece of bubble gum.
A juicy fruit.
Could you put that back? I came in for a colonoscopy. I don't know what's going on here, but maybe I'll come back later, like tomorrow or something.
Relax, nephew. Relax. Chill to the next episode.
Wait, what's that? Let's turn that up. Another cart, please.
More smoke.
After an all-new EM. You only get one shot.
One shot? I've been shot 9 times.
It's a weird flex, but
Only on.
So about a year ago, I was asked to paint one of my most craziest wall murals ever, and that was this Marvel mural. Yep, that's it. I decided I was gonna paint that on the wall. And this was the cutie it was for. He was so excited. It obviously took us a few days longer than I thought. Each frame was very detailed, but it just looked so good every frame that I did. Here was the end of day 1. That's when I noticed I was going to be there a little longer than I thought. Honestly, it was a lot of work, but it was so worth it. It looked so cool in the end. This ended up getting over 6.5 million views on Instagram and on TikTok as well. So it was a lot of fun and really helped me to grow my business. Here I am doing the absolute best part of any mural, and that's peeling the tape off. And here we have it. If you love this mural, make sure you follow along and see all the other murals that I get to paint.
Trend showing excellence comes in all forms. It started when NASA components engineer Tyrone Jacobs Jr. shared his official photo online. He said he thought it was nice and might get a little love. You know, that's why we post. Yeah. And he got millions of views, people applauding him for showing a black man with locks making a name for himself in science and engineering. Then more black NASA scientists joined in. They started posting their work photos on social media using the hashtag #BlackAtNASA. Jacob says he's overwhelmed by the support. It's a pretty cool thing. You know, one person responded to this and said, I showed this to my son who has locks and always wanted to work at NASA.
Let's check out the world's oldest surviving McDonald's. Founded in 1953, but unfortunately without the 1953 prices, this is the third ever franchise McDonald's, and it retains a lot of its original qualities from when it was built. There's an exclusive item at this McDonald's that you can't get anywhere else, and that is their deep fried apple pie, and you gotta get it with the vanilla sundae. I mean, ooh, look at that. Taste together, the hotness, the coolness, it's so good. And make sure to check out their little museum as well. They have old advertisements, artifact, toys. If you're driving through Downey, California, this is a fun spot to check out.
So McDonald's once sued this tiny Irish restaurant called Supermax, but it backfired against them in the funniest way. Basically, in 2017, McDonald's legal team decided that Supermax's name was just way too similar to the name of their signature dish, the Big Mac. Even though Supermax had really just been named after its founder, Pat McDonough, and had been around since 1978, McDonald's, the largest fast food restaurant chain in the world by the way, sued them, claiming that Supermax was infringing on their trademark. It was a massive David versus Goliath situation, since Supermax literally hadn't even made it out of Ireland yet at the time. But funny enough, not only did McDonald's lose their lawsuit, the court also ruled that they themselves actually had no right over the Big Mac name in Europe, since they hadn't proved genuine use of it over the past 5 years. The actual details behind the second part of this ruling are a bit more complicated, but the TLDR is that moving forward, basically anyone in Europe could use the Big Mac name. So the moment Burger King, McDonald's biggest rival, found out about this, they had an absolute field day. They immediately changed their menus in Sweden to include hilarious new items like a Big Mac but actually big. Burger Big Mac wished it was, kind of like a Big Mac but juicier and tastier, and on and on. This was perfectly legal, and McDonald's could do nothing about it.
Have y'all heard of this Dragon Ball Z themed restaurant in Conroe? This is so unique, I had to go check it out. So they're a noodle bar and they've got ramen, udon, rice noodles, even zucchini noodles. You can customize your own bowl by picking your broth, your noodles, and your protein. You can get free food by collecting these. Next time I want to try adding the lobster or oxtail. This is a popular local spot. Any Dragon Ball Z fans ready to go try it?
Hey guys, so today I decided to try Two Sisters at the Orange Park Mall. I heard a lot of good things, so I decided to try them. Let me just start by saying the decor was amazing. The bright pink colors and the large seating area really kind of drowned out the other restaurants in the food court. So I ended up getting the devil crab with lobster bites, and I also decided to get some of their big strips with jerk barbecue. So for my drink, I ended up getting the strawberry lemon colada. The 3 combinations were amazing. I just wish it had a little bit more lemon and the sizes were bigger. So right here, I'm trying the devil crab, and I was honestly so shocked by how good and seasoned this roll was, and just look how packed it is with crab meat, and the roll itself was honestly a decent size. Right here we're going to be trying the lobster bites, which is lobster and macaroni deep fried together. This is actually my first time trying something like this. I thought it was pretty good, but I still think the devil crab has this topped. Okay, so here are the big strips. These were very tender and hot, and the jerk sauce, 10 out of 10. It really reminded me of the sauce I had back in Jamaica. I give them a 9 out of 10, so if you're in Orange Park, make sure you go check them out.
So you can get your money's worth. Can we get ratchet for a little bit?
My birthday wish would be to give me another, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 good years to continue getting the message out. If it was a wild, ridiculous wish, I would wish that people would come to their senses and start thinking about the environment. As I travel around the world 300 days a year, I meet so many inspiring people doing amazing things. I see areas that we totally destroyed, that given time or some help, once again nature will flourish. I've visited projects where animals on the brink of extinction can be given another chance. I would put forward would be I would link climate change to loss of biodiversity because it's so, intertwined.
Lottie, y'all gonna make me go naughty. Come on. Make a nigga fiend, make your girl go jazzy. Nice. Rule 1, never fuck more than one within they posse. He went down, came back up, speaking Aussie. Damn, I missed the win in this bitch like Bobby. But fuck it, since y'all wanna be collies, I'ma walk these bitches down like Shikari. Tried to weed me out, so I turned Rastafari. What a bum. Okay. Watermelon like Amari, free Palestine, looking at you fuckers with the beady eyes. You can give me Stevie eyes, still couldn't turn a blind eye to a genocide. Let's turn up the temperature. Y'all play it too cool for me. I took the shit on the game, it's a stool to me. I took the high road, looking where the stewardess be. That's that Lil Wayne influencing me. 500 degrees, I double my cup, they both sides C. I've been over most, like my name y'all seen, like best IMC. I'm so B.I.G. what I look like talking to a nigga below me. Oh yeah, y'all gonna make me go naughty. Nah, y'all gon' make me go Oprah. Turn these rap bitches purple. I let you breathe for a few, but now I'm back and it's personal. Yes. Yeah, I went unique to Monique. Y'all niggas my babies, baby. Had to push you out the pussy, that's more world. Y'all rap about the same shit, but ain't gave respect to Little Kim. That's a bad girl, but I'm a dangerous one.
Yeah, she go, hold on, right?
How can you love someone and learn to let them go? How can we fall apart on things we'll never know? Isn't it funny you can change your ways for someone to fill in your empty space? Tell me, is it really love if you have to ask if they'll stay?
Look, I know you've been calling for me. You hit on my phone, but I've been alone so long I'm harder to reach. I know you ain't saying any names, but I got a feeling you talking to me. I hate when these demons get in on my soul. I feel like I'm caught in the beast.
So the Freaknik documentary dropped on Hulu, and let me say this, y'all are nasty. The audacity of that generation to even try and speak on our clothes and music when y'all was doing that, oh please. But what's crazy is the documentary shows us that it was not always a freaky frog fest. It started wholesome and very revolutionary. Now, what threw me off in the beginning was 21 Savage was the first celebrity that we seen. And I'm like, why is this British man on my TV? This man was eating crumpets and drinking tea when Freaknik was going on. But then I remember he's the last one to throw a Freaknik party. He almost got sued for it. And also they were showing that the new generation still does it. So Freaknik started in 1983. It was a black gathering for fashion, food, culture, and music. And it was a safe place for people to go during their break. It was driven by the youth and it got around by word of mouth. So it wasn't no social media, no Instagram, no Twitter, Facebook, Club Penguin, MySpace, nothing. But they did have something called state clubs in every state where you would meet new people and make new friends, and that kind of was basically social media, but you had to do it in person. They had the founders of Freaknik come together and talk about their experience, and half of them have not seen each other in like 30, 40 years.
Netflix is showing out this year, and coming April 12th, we are getting a reboot, but not just any kind of reboot. Y'all see the picture behind me, an animated reboot from co-creator Renata Shepard alongside Carl Jones, and y'all know we love when a cast casts, and baby, this cast is casting. So check it out. We have Yvette Nicole Brown, JB Smoove, Marsai Martin, Jay Farrow, Rashida Sheets Olaiwala, and Slink Johnson. I mean,
Give me the loving!
Where did he come from?
I don't know, he sort of popped up at the right moment. And then he spoke about time travel.
Ruby, you want to know my secret? I have the whole universe at my fingertips.
And I'm all on my own. I'd love it if you came with me.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor. It's called the TARDIS. It's a time and space machine.
Is it safe?
No idea.
What if I change history by stepping on a butterfly?
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
Oh, what's wrong?
With all my adventures, never seen anything like this before.
Oh my, Bridgerton. This place is completely mad.
Things seem to be turning more and more supernatural.
Is that monster?
No, don't be silly. There's no such thing as monsters. They're just creatures you haven't met yet.
There are powers beyond the universe, so vast.
The whole world could slide into the pit. This is what we're trying to stop.
I'm still her mum. I need to know she'll be okay. You'll keep her safe?
I will keep her safe. I promise.
It's taken me all this time to realize what I'm here to do. I'm gonna save the world.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Time may change me, but I can't trace time.
We just wanted to talk. We can talk on the way. Hop in. Oh, no.
We just get ourselves kidnapped.
Who the fuck are you?
Diara.
Diara?
Diara!
Keep my name out your fucking mouth! Somebody save the fucking fish!
I walk away.
Daylight come and we want to go. Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and we want to go. Me say day, me say day, me say day, me say day, me say day. Daylight come and we want to go.
The juice is loose.